Hello, my name is Jasmine Daviston. I'm a clinical nutritionist at the North Regional Health Department. And today we are going to be making some heart healthy turkey burgers as well as some broccoli crunch salad. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab some gloves and we're going to get our burgers made. Now we're doing turkey burgers today just so that we can cut a little bit back on the saturated fat. Ground turkey is a great alternative, especially in the summer months when barbecues are very popular. So what I have here is a mixture of half a dark meat turkey and then half of just all white meat turkey, just to give it a little flavor combination. So we're going to add our turkey into our bowl, and then we're going to set this aside. Now I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to cut up the onions that's going to go into the turkey meat. One thing I love about barbecues is being able to connect with family and friends and being able to do it while also eating in a way that's not going to drag us down or make us feel sluggish is always a great idea. So right here we have a half of a yellow onion. I am just going to cut off the ends here. Make sure you can see this. Peel this back. Now the recipe that will be posted says that you can grate it, and that's just to get most of the moisture out. When I did this earlier, I just did a nice small dice and it worked just as well. So I'm going to be using my knife and my 3 fingers around the handle, pinching the blade, and I'm just going to be doing very close slices on my onion. Always know where your hands are when you're using a sharp knife. Now it's going on the other side. Then I'm just going to do some cuts. And now we're just going to make really small, close cuts because this is going in our meat. So we don't want to take a big chunk of onion, right? Very small. Now, once it gets to a certain point, you can just go this way. And in order to ensure that it is small enough, what I like to do is just take my knife and just go through it once again, just to get it nice and small. And you can do this as much as you want to get it as small as you want. Again, for me, I don't like taking chunks of big onion. That's me. Okay, now once you have it nice and small, we're going to add it to my handy little scraper here with our turkeys. Next, we are going to add some garlic. Dump that in. And this is just some minced garlic, about 2 teaspoons. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of some good quality mayo. Now, when I say good quality, I mean anything that doesn't have a seed oil. So the best kind of mayos I like to use are avocado mayos because they're heart healthy. We're going to add some fresh black pepper. And just a pinch of salt. And then we're going to mix our burger mix together. Now, the purpose of adding the onions and the mayo is to make sure that it is continuing to be nice and juicy. One thing about turkey is because it's so lean, it can be a little dry sometimes. So when we added the mayo and we added the onions, it gave it some moisture, which is going to make it nice, juicy, and flavorful. I'm going to grab some avocado oil and I'm going to spray some parchment paper because we're going to put this in the freezer for about 10 or 15 minutes so that they firm up because it's going to be a little bit moist. Now trust the process. It's a little messy, but in the end, you get a really nice, juicy burger that's leaner and just as tasty. So you mix it, it should look something like that. And then we're just going to do little sliders of it. So about this size. And you're going to fill your pan with this, with these little slider rolls. You can make them bigger, but we're doing sliders today. And then you're going to place them in the freezer for, like I said, 20 to 30 minutes. And I'll show you what that looks like. Here's some pre-made sliders. And so these are just been freezing for about, these have been freezing a little bit longer for about 20 minutes, but they're nice and firm and not as soft as the other ones. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and turn on our pan to get it nice and hot. And then we're going to start frying these up. Now these are great on the grill, especially since they're frozen. And they will hold together because of that. Put this to the side. We're going to clean our station and then we're going to start on the next one. Next thing we're going to be making is a barbecue sauce. Now, I like buying barbecue sauce just like everyone else. It's easy, it's simple, don't have to do a lot of work. The only thing about it is the barbecue sauce sometimes have a lot of preservatives, have a lot of sugar in it. And when we're trying to watch our numbers, that can be kind of hard to navigate. And we still want to enjoy a good barbecue. So for this recipe, we're going to be making a barbecue sauce that's using milk sugar as its sweetener, as well as some other ingredients you probably already know about. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my pot on low. I'm going to grab my recipe here. And so we're going to start with a cup of low sodium tomato sauce. Now I'd say low sodium because that's just my rule of thumb. You can always add salt. You can always take it away, right? And when we're trying to watch our salt, when we're trying to watch our sodium intake, it's important to know how much salt you have in your food. So right now we're just doing 1 cup. And again, we have that at a low setting. After that, we're going to add the rest of our ingredients, which includes some syrup, some Worcestershire sauce, which I'm probably saying wrong, some apple cider vinegar, some liquid smoke, garlic, and onion powder to give it that flavor, some smoked paprika, and some soy, as well as our brown sugar. So I kind of have some of this already set up, so we didn't have to do it all from scratch. So here's our seasonings. So here we have our garlic and onion powder, have a pinch of salt, we have some smoked paprika, which gives it a nice smoky flavor, and then we have some chili powder. Now for this one, I used a little bit of chipotle because I think it gave it a little bit more flavor profile, but you can use what you have at home. So I'm adding that to our tomato sauce. rest of that out there. All of our seasonings, we want all of the good stuff. Then we're going to add our 1/3 cup of monk sugar. Monk sugar is a sweet substitute that is made out of erythritol and monk fruit extract. It's really good. It's one of my favorite substitutions with no insulin spike. And it doesn't have that bad, it doesn't have really an aftertaste. I like it pretty good when I want something to be a little bit sweeter. So we have our seasonings, we have our monk sugar in there, and then we're going to add our other ingredients. So our other ingredients was our balsamic, our apple cider vinegar, a little bit of soy, and I think we had some honey as well, honey or maple syrup. So we're going to add this to it. Now, it's been a while since I made a barbecue sauce, so I didn't know all the complexities that came with it. But after I made our first batch, it tasted pretty good. So I may be making this in the future. It's pretty tasty. Now, the secret ingredient, I think, is the little bit of liquid smoke. Give it really a nice smoky flavor. So we're just going to do a teaspoon and a half of that. Now, the key to the sauce is to let it simmer on low for about 20 to 30 minutes. I think the longer you simmer it, the more the flavors will combine together, make something really nice and tasty. So we have it on low. I'm going to do a nice little stir. Making a mess over here. And then we are going to set it and forget it. Not forget it for a while. Too long, but just so that you can get those flavors nice and together. So while that is going, we're going to start getting together our broccoli, our broccoli crunch salad. Now, if you've ever had broccoli crunch salad, it's one of my favorite things. I first had it in Phoenix, actually, and it kind of reminds me of coleslaw, but it's the main ingredient is broccoli and onions and cranberries. So to get this started, we're going to cut up a fresh broccoli head. You need about 4 cups. Now, in this salad, you have 2 options. You can either steam it for a little bit, or you can do it just raw. I like the steaming option because you're not cooking out a lot of the nutrients. You're only steaming it until it gets bright green. It's still going to have a really nice crunch to it, but it won't be as fibrous. So, first thing we're doing, we're going to cut our broccoli. So I'm going to start by just cutting off the heads of my broccoli, making sure I have a nice grip on my knife, and then just going around and cutting it. When you're cutting something like this, you have to make sure that your hands are steady. And again, you know where your hands always are. I have a nice hold on it, so it's not moving too much. And so we have our broccoli heads. I would cut a few of these because you want bite-sized pieces, right? And then before we steam our broccoli, we're going to wash it in a little bit of bacon. It's always best to go locally if you can. That's always the best option. It's not always what we can do, but if you can, farmers markets, things like FreshRx have amazing produce. It's always a good option. What I like to do with all of my produce, though, is make sure we do our soak, and I do this for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now you can do vinegar or baking soda. I like doing baking soda because baking soda is alkaline, right? And so a lot of the herbicides and pesticides and things of that nature tend to be a little bit acidic. And so this has been clinically proven to help really reduce some of that. And I usually let it soak for about 15 minutes and do maybe 3 or 4 washes. So we're going to set that to the side. And then we are going to go ahead and start our burger. So our pan should be nice and hot by now. But that's okay because we don't want cross-contamination, right? So in our pan that is nice and hot, we're going to add a little bit of avocado oil. Again, one of our healthy oils that have great omega-3s that are healthy for the heart, that help fight that cholesterol. Right? We're going to let our oil get nice and hot. And then we're going to add our burgers to our pan. Now, again, we're just doing this because we're inside, but these are going to go great on the grill as well in the summertime. Just going to add those into our pan. Like so. Put the rest back in the freezer. Now remember, we seasoned this with salt and pepper in our mix. So I'm not going to add any salt and pepper at this time. If you were to need more salt or pepper, you could always add that at the end. But remember, we also have our sauce that has some flavor to it as well. So I really don't think it needs any extra salt, but to each his own. Let that go. So while that is going, we're going to clean up our station, and then we're going to cut up the rest of our veggies for our broccoli salad, and then we're going to make our sauce for our broccoli salad. And as we go. One thing I love about broccoli is its versatility, whether it can be baked, in casseroles and salads. Broccoli is also a citrus vegetable. It's very healthy for you. Vitamins, minerals galore. And then to be able to eat it, especially in the summertime, with a nice juicy burger, that you're getting more nutrients in, I think it's a great way to go. So now we're going to finish our salad. So we have red onion, our rice. We're going to do another small dice. Because again, as much as I like red onions, I don't like taking big bites of onions. I like it to be in the food, but not overwhelm the food. And this is adding to our variety of fruits and vegetables that we're eating. So when your doctor says eat the rainbow, he's talking about eating different fruits and vegetables that have different phytochemicals. These phytochemicals are protectants for the plant, which in turn protect you as well. So again, we're doing the small dice. Again, I always know where my fingers are. Just going to do nice and close. So I just want small bites. And again, if you can't get this close the first time, you can always go through it like I'm going to show you. So now when I do this, I make sure that my fingers are on top. My hand is gripping my knife, and my pointer and my thumb is gripping the knife as well. So again, I always know where my hands are. So this knife is sharp. which is a good thing. We want a sharp knife. It also means we need to be very aware. So you've got a nice small dice here. We're going to throw away the excess. We're going to grab a bowl or a broccoli salad to mix in. This is too big. Yeah. Now for this recipe, you have options. In the original recipe, it calls for bacon, pork bacon. For the recipe that I modified, we did a turkey sausage. But for this one, we're just going to do more plant-based. So we did some chickpeas, some roasted chickpeas. I think that's a great option, honestly. I love a roasted chickpea. I think they can be really good, crunchy, especially if they're flavored right. For this one, we just took some canned chickpeas and I just rinsed them. And then I just added a little paprika, salt, and pepper and roast them in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. You get like these nice little crunchy chickpeas. So this is more of a vegetarian option. So if you don't want to do either the turkey bacon, the turkey sausage, or the pork. It's what it's the normal recipes for. Now we're going to add our small diced red onions. I'm going to take a look at our turkey burgers and give them a flip, just like they need them. Okay. I'm going to smash. Okay, so we got our onions. Now we're going to make our sauce. So for here, you can do either Greek yogurt, mayo, or a combination of the two. If you're, again, trying to keep it no animal products at all, you can easily do like a coconut yogurt that's plain, non-sweetened. They also have some really good vegan mayos if you want to do like a half and half like we're doing today. So for here, we have our Greek yogurt, and then we have some avocado mayo, again, that healthy oil. We also have a pinch of cayenne, not to get it spicy, but to give it a little flavor. And we have some maple syrup, just a tablespoon. So we're going to stir this together. We're also going to add a fourth a cup of our monk fruit sugar. Now this is going to be the real sweetener. And again, this is a non-caloric sweetener that's made of alcohol sugar and monk fruit extract. So you want to stir it until a lot of the granules kind of dissipate. They all won't, and that's okay. Now we're going to add about a tablespoon of our lemon juice. Ready to stir that in. Now we're going to set that to the side. We're going to go ahead and rinse our broccoli because we're going to say it's in 15 minutes. Let it set. Now we're going to rinse it several times. I want you to see the difference in the color because you see it's nice and bright green now. We're just going to leave it in a few minutes and you'll see how bright it becomes. All right, so we got our onions, we got our sauce. While we're waiting on our broccoli, you can go ahead and add our cranberries. So these are low sugar cranberries. They have them at most of your grocery stores. And this has half the sugar of regular sweetened cranberries. They also have websites like nuts.com, and they tend to not put any sugar in their cranberries. You really can find them in the stores. You have to purchase them online. We also have some walnuts. And I just toasted these in the oven. Try to buy your walnuts always raw because they can go rancid pretty quickly. If you want the toasted, because of course toasted tastes a little bit better, right? Just do it yourself and just eat them quickly so you know that the oils are nice fresh and not kind of going bad. So we got our almonds, our walnuts, we got our cranberries, the low sugar cranberries, we got our red onion. We're gonna add our chickpeas. And this is just a can that's toasted. And then we're waiting on our broccoli to get nice and green. And then we're just gonna add our sauce. It's pretty juicy for some turkey burgers. Now you can put any type of condiments you want on these. Um, barbecue burgers, I don't know, I may be weird, but I like a little cheddar and tomato with my barbecue sauce. But that's just me. But again, these onions and the mayo, it's kind of helping them stay a little bit juicy. You want to cook them on both sides for about 5 to 10 minutes. I always like to use a meat thermometer to check for temperature, especially when doing these demos. You want it to reach at least 165. Okay. Now let's check our broccoli. Okay, perfect. How nice and green that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab love. And we're gonna toss it into our bowl. Okay, so we got our broccoli. I'm gonna actually add a little bit more broccoli into our mix. But we want a little bit more than that. Okay, so we have a few more sprigs of broccoli. We're gonna add that to it. Nice and bright green. So we have our chickpeas, our onions, our cranberries, our broccoli. Now we're gonna add our sauce. And get all of the good stuff. Then we're gonna just do a nice stir of that. Doesn't that look good? Right. Sweet and tangy. A good alternative to coleslaw. Because I don't know about you, but I get sick of coleslaw at every barbecue. Coleslaw and potato salad. This is a nice alternative. We're gonna put this in a nice bowl here. And then we're gonna let it chill in the refrigerator about 30 to 40 minutes. Chilling it helps cool down your broccoli and it helps the flavors to kind of come together nicely. All the good stuff. And look how colorful that is. So again, we're going to put some plastic over it, and then we are going to chill for about 30, 40 minutes. All right, so now our burgers, you got done. So let's go ahead and turn this all the way down. These look really good. I'll clean off my face once again. And then we're going to set up our burgers. Turn it off. Right. So now for your burgers themselves, we're doing sliders, but you can also do lettuce wraps. You can do burger wraps as well. For today, we're doing some fresh baked bread. And we're just going to make some sliders here. Oops. Now, if you're trying to watch, we're going to do two. We're going to do like a burger salad, and then we're going to do a slider so that you can see the difference. Both can be delicious. I say if you're going to have some little bread, make sure that it's good quality. I got this from freshly baked from the grocery store. I like things that are less preserved than things that go bad. That's my goal. If it's gonna go bad, I know that it's not too many preservatives in it, right? So for this, we just have one slider. We're gonna make one slider, and then we're gonna do a salad as well. Here we have some baby spring mix. Add that to our plate just like that. Now you can toast your buns as well, but these are pretty soft, so I don't think they're necessary. I'm going to add a little bit of cheese to our slider. So single piece there. And then we're gonna have just the butter to our legs here. Now we're gonna add barbecue sauce. And then on the side, we have a nice helping of our fries. We have a 10 that's going in the refrigerator, of course. It's a little chunky. Okay, there is that. We're going to do our broccoli salad up too with our slider here. It has our chickpeas, cranberries, and our broccoli. And then we're going to do our And there we have it. One we have that does no bread, no carbohydrates on it. It's our burger with some salad, our homemade barbecue sauce with our broccoli salad. That's our vegetarian option. And then we have one that's just with some fresh baked bread from the grocery store on a piece of cheese with our barbecue sauce and a nice helping of our broccoli salad. Um, Barbecues can be tasty and they don't have to be so bad for you. Thank you so much for coming along this journey and getting some new ideas from some barbecue. I hope you guys try it. I hope you like it. Please let me know if you like it and give me some more ideas of things you'd like to see. Thank you.